Alright, you guys, I am back with another video. So I'll be doing 50 plus downloads. This is a series. Well, I wouldn't really call it a series, but um, God had me to write a lot of downloads down in prayer. And this is stuff that I sit on until He said get up off of it. And so I'm going to be doing a lot of revisit 50 plus downloads. A few new 50 plus downloads, not many, but most of it is going to be resurfaced. And so this is something that I will be sharing across all Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Another thing that I will be sharing all is practical teachers and tools, the power of prayer, and it's something else that I'm going to be sharing. But I know those three for a fact, and of course poetry. Those four for a fact would be across all pages. So God is doing a lot of speaking, and I'm here to sound like a broken record, sound fresh manner, but majority to get you where you need to be. So I don't normally have titles for 50 plus downloads because of all the downloads that I have. So I'm just gonna flow, and I'm going to be putting, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to be put 11 in your ear, so they get longer and longer and longer. So these are the downloads that God gave me April the 1st of 2026 at 2:30 a.m. I was coming out of prayer, and these are the downloads God gave me. He gave me paper clips, contaminated milk, suicide, homicide, and deadly eyes. He gave me set up intervention, international banking money will go missing, trips around the world, watch where you cruise, watch where you snooze, the bus will be loose. He gave me cure. He gave me remedy. He gave me manage. He gave me resources. He gave me security, and He gave me protection. So I'm going to put these into your hearing in hopes that whatever God is speaking through me, that you hear what He's saying in this hour, because He is loud, very, very loud. So let's talk about paper clips. I kind of was dumbfounded when He said paper clips, but then He began to say clips were in pap. I'm like, what? So normally when He break the word apart, that means that it's something revelatory that goes along with it. Now, I know for a fact, when you hear clips or something, you can hear it from a gun, and that's where I got that from as well. And so about 3 or 4 days ago, I kept hearing Lil Wayne's song in my ear, "We Be Steady Mobbing," and the verse that I kept hearing was, "What's a goon to a goblin?" And then it started, I kept hearing it over and over and over and over. And so I'm going to break this song down. I'm real big about breaking songs down as well, worldly music, the revelation being sang. So I'm going to do a redo of that as well, of all the people that I have did concerning that. But I I don't know, it just, that song came up when I look back at these downloads, because I actually forgot. When I write stuff and flow in prophetic, I be forgetting about all that stuff. It's just, it don't come back to me until I hear or see it. But the Lord said clips were in PAP. And so there's a lot of clips and things that were in a way where it will be smeared. It won't be paper like, but it will be smeared. And so you can use a paper clip for anything. You can close up some chips with it. You can put it on. If something broken, on your shirt. I mean, you can utilize it for, you can utilize a paper clip for anything. If you want to pull it apart and dig in something, try to open the door, so you can do it that way, whatever the case may be. And so, as God began to, I kept hearing clips were in and PAP. So that means that it's going to be a lot of gun violence. And you're probably saying, well, girl, that don't make sense. Well, it didn't make sense to me either when I heard it. So, oftentimes when people are emptying clips or they are cleaning a gun, whatever the case may be, it's going to be something to that nature. You're already seeing the gun violence. You're already seeing this stuff happening. But it's going to get worse. So that's the revelation that God gave me with that. All right, contaminated milk. You want to be careful. It's some type of contamination that's going to come with milk. I don't know what brand. I don't know what percentage, because they have whole milk, then they have 2% milk, and then if you lactose intolerance, they have a brand for that. All types of stuff. So I don't know, you just want to be on the lookout with the contaminated milk. All right, it's going to get a little deeper. Suicide, homicide, and deadly eyes. I got a poem called Suicide 3. I'm going to read that with prophetic drops when God releases me. Suicide is going to be very, very heavy in the earth. Homicide, you're already seeing these things. Domestic violence, deadly eyes. I'm going to stay here a little longer for sure. A lot of people's eyes are going to be deadly because of the things that they're seeing, because of the things that they're picking up, because of the things that they're participating in, and their eyes is going to be blind to what is coming up on them. They looking at it from a spiritual standpoint, but they're not looking at it for what it is. They're not looking at it in a natural sense. And because they're not looking at it in a natural sense, then they're going to find themselves accompanying something that is causing their eyes to be deadly. Now, this flows into suicide and homicide, where people are getting into relationships and they are not really seeing this person for who they are. Suicide, they're going through self-doubt. They're sabotaging their hearts, their mind. They're hearkening to the stronghold, the bondages, this stuff taking over their brain and telling them to kill themselves. You don't have a purpose to live. You don't have a reason to live. And so when these types of things happen, you really want to seek the Father. If you know that a person is suicidal, if you know that a person is going through a homicide, or have went through a homicide, or you have had a family member, a friend that has died in this area, you want to open your mouth and save that person's life. I was very suicidal, 12 attempts. I'm going to keep on telling my testimony. I wasn't supposed to be sitting here. I tried to kill myself 12 times. And as you can see, God is using me like nobody business. So God is real, and He will interrupt whatever you're trying to take from yourself. All right. 4, set up intervention. International banking money will go missing. Money. This ain't my first time talking about this type of stuff. Well, money is going to be disappearing out of the banks and all that stuff. But this is on an international level, where banking money will go missing. Now, set up intervention is something that occurs for a program or some type of study or something to help people get to where they need to go. And so, if you are a person that has a big heart for children, you have a big heart for single parents, you have a big heart for battered and abused women, Whatever you are called to do, God wants you to set up an intervention to build that program, to build that safe place, to build whatever it is that He's telling you to build. As far as the international banking, money will go missing. And you want to keep your money at these banks and save your own money. All right. 5, trips around the world. Watch where you cruise. Watch where you snooze. The boats will be loose. If you like to take cruises, you really want to seek the Father about where you're going. What season are you taking cruises? What days? You want to pay attention to the weather. You want to pay attention to the atmosphere. I'm just telling y'all what I heard. And this was all in April. 3 months later. So if you are one of the ones that like to get on boats, you might want to pray before you travel in this area. All right, cure. God is going to restore your health. He's going to make you well. A lot of you all are in a place where you're not understanding what is going on in your life. It feels like you have dead. It feels like you're not healing. But God's going to restore your health. He's going to bring a cure. He's going to make it well for you. A lot of you all are pondering about your health. But God's getting ready to restore and cure what seemed lost, what seems out of place, what seems like it's not upgrading. There's a cure coming. But you got to wait on the Lord to see how He's going to restore. All right, remedy. There's a healing that is coming with this remedy. God's going to give you a remedy. You're going to be a part of somebody healing because of the remedy. You're going to give them a strategy. You're going to show them how to come out. You're going to show them how to separate. You're going to show them how to format. You're going to show them how to extend. You're going to show them how to help themselves from another point of view. The stuff that they've been doing or the stuff that they are used to doing, it will no longer be because of the new way of you doing things. And oftentimes people are afraid because of the things that they are doing in a new way. And some people just despise change. And because they despise change, they don't want to do the necessary work. But a remedy will be put in your eyesight, on your mind, on your heart, to get you back into order. Manage. When you are managing things, you are organizing, you are controlling, you are demanding and putting things in place and in structuring. So I'm going to read a post that ties in with what I'm saying from an inbox that I got. And so oftentimes when you are managing things or you are accompanying things, you want to make sure that you are managing it well, that you are accompanying it well. Okay. Let me see. All right, this is what the post says. It said, I got a message about 3 hours ago in my inbox. And part of the message said, I'm inspired by your shift and how do you keep up with 3 different platforms without fumbling or forgetting? My answer to the individual was structure and order. Everything I do, I flow differently. I also pointed out the number 3, which is very significant. God told me to do everything in threes. I flow off the Holy Spirit. I can't post what I want when I want. I have to post when God says so. So people don't always react to everything, but it doesn't mean that they aren't inspired. I want to stop right there. Now, oftentimes when God tells you to do things, you're not going to understand why he got you writing that book, building that business, that ministry, that program, whatever. You're doing it all at once. You are multitasking. And this is a testimony that I always tell as well. I was working 2 jobs and I was in school. God told me to do it in 3s. And every time people will see me, they'll be like, girl, how did you do it? How did you manage? How did you keep yourself together being a single mom? And I was working 2 full-time jobs and in school full-time. So you can do anything that you want to do if you put your mind to it. But people be inspired by the way you are shifting because of your structure and your order. I do everything in decency and order. I do everything in excellence. And so God probably telling you to do it in 3s because you are a multitasker. You are multifaceted. This is why you got all of these businesses in you, these books, these programs, this ministry, whatever it is that God is telling you to do. He might be telling you to do it in 3s. So in order to manage, I have management experience as well from jobs. And so if you know anything about management, you have to have structure. You got to have order. You got to make sure that everything is in proximity with protocol, all of that. It's the same way when you are doing things spiritually. You're birthing things. So someone can be inspired by the things that you are doing in 3s, and they trying to understand, well, how in the world this person operating all this stuff. And I do everything by myself. I don't have a team yet, but I do everything by myself. That's soon coming to an end as well, but everything I operate out of, I do it by myself. And so once you learn how to manage and organize and control what it is that the Lord is telling you to do, you're going to be a force to be reckoned with. And this is why my warfare be always in a spice, because I do everything by myself. And the enemy hates that. The enemy be trying to kill me because I'm not asking nobody for help. I'm getting it done myself. And so oftentimes when you are managing something or someone, the structure and the order have to come in order for things to flow well. All right, resources. God's going to send the resources to ensure your business that's right, to run whatever it is. Somebody somewhere is frustrated about the finances. If I can testify again, because testifying is on me heavy. When I started my cleaning business, when I started iScribe, I had $0, 0 clients. And so you ain't gonna serve people in your hometown. I got prophesied to over and over. You got a global anointing on your life. I didn't see that until I started operating out of my business. I didn't help probably 1 or 2 people in my hometown. All the rest of them was from Memphis and Jackson and California, Atlanta, all that stuff. Didn't make sense then. It surely make a lot of sense now with couch therapy. Couch therapy reached a lot of people, global, around the world, virtual, all of that. So your resources is going to come. You got to stop worrying about support. Support is going to come. Whoever it reach, that's who it's for. That's something that I stand by. I'm not begging nobody to support anything that I do. You either gonna buy the book or you gonna look. You either gonna book the business or you gonna look. You either gonna book the session or you gonna look. I'm not making nobody do anything because I know what God has brought me from. And I mean from the bottom to the top. So the resources is coming. Complete the test. Complete the assignment. God got your back. All right, security. The security is going to come in soundness, assured for your future. A lot of you all are scared to branch out and step out on faith. But God's going to be your security blanket to get you from point A to point B. God has told you to go ahead, pack up, move, leave, shift, whatever. And you're scared. You're letting fear override. So there's a soundness and an assurance in your future. Which brings me to the next point, protection. God's going to safeguard you with protection. All of this wraps around security as well. So the security and the protection is going to come through the hand of God. You don't have to worry about finances. You don't have to worry about housing. You don't have to worry about leasing. You don't have to worry about nothing. God's going to take care of everything concerning you. So grace and peace to you all. I'll see you guys in the next video. And trust God with everything that you have. Yeah, be blessed.